If y'all was Cooper Flagg's dad, would y'all advise him to come out? Because that's apparently the conversation. There's some rumors that say Cooper Flagg, who's averaging 19, 4 assists, a steal, a block, 83% from the free throw line, which is good. 36% from three, and then 49 from the field. They're saying that he might want to just go back. But what would you say?
We'll get drafted.
I tell him go back.
Yeah, I tell him go back, man. Have fun, man. Won't be in college forever.
Enjoy the process. I've heard a lot of like pros, not even a lot of pros. I seen Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce speaking on it. No, I'm in the league right there. Go. KG, you didn't go to college. So I don't even know why you even giving advice.
You don't know the Zod.
You don't know what it's like. You didn't go. I seen a commercial. You wouldn't even pick up an NCAA basketball because you ain't go to college. Not worried about what you're talking about. Paul Pierce, be ashamed of yourself, man. Didn't he go to college? He went to college for, was it just 1 year? I want to say he went longer, but
I don't think he wasn't one and done.
I don't think he was one and done either. He went for some time. So I would think Paul Pierce will be able to shed light and be like, look, man, the league will be there, especially with the name that you got, the value that you have, the draw that you are. The league is going to be there as long as you stay healthy, which even you seen this year. He had a little roll of the ankle, but go back, man. Enjoy it.
And not to sound like a and just make an argument that you have already presented, but yeah, that's one of the two reasons I'm telling him to go. Injury, get your money while you can. Life is never promised. Go ahead, go to the league. It's your dream. And then two, I don't know. Development in college is definitely like a thing for sure. Absolutely. We've seen a couple 4-year players honestly start to be more positively received than one and done. But I'm for it. Go to the league and go get your reps there in the big boy league already, especially considering he can't go higher than one. Like he's already the number one pick, so now he's like a super-y duper-y number one pick. Just go ahead and get drafted, man.
I'm seeing too many people say with the mindset of what is he staying for? Because he wants to be in college. That's why he's staying. He's staying to be in college, have the college experience. And we're talking about a new era. This isn't 10 years ago where a would be passing up on hella legal dollars to go play to stay in college. He's making legal money. He's not getting paid under the table. He's making good legal money, playing college basketball. If he likes it, stay. Who the wants to go to the Wizards? I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to go there, then the conversation's over. If he does not want to be a Washington Wizard, if he does not want to be a who else?
A Charlotte Hornet, a Washington Wizard,
a Utah Jazz.
Yeah,
if he
want to go there,
doesn't want to play there, then yeah, go back. Simple.
I think and that's something that I think a lot of people got to understand is that coming into the league now is totally different. Cooper Flagg is like the top name in college right now, right? Even if he were to come out next year, he would still be the top name. I understand AJ, but even outside AJ, and again, Cooper Flagg will still be the top with AJ. But even with AJ, he's still the top. Coming out to just be on 2 national TV games because you're on the Utah Jazz, maybe, right? That doesn't sound appealing. I don't know how many. Do the Wizards have any national TV games? And mind you,
like 3 or 4.
3 for real?
Yeah, we understand that. Just before they raid in, because actually the chat delay ain't been that bad today. But we understand he's going to be on a bad team regardless. But at least that gives him time for like the right area code to be like shittier, like what if he fucking loves Chicago and they're trolling right now, but then next season they're like, fuck it, we ass. Miami, I'm projecting to be not that great. Like maybe he fucking loves Portland. Maybe San Antonio's gonna move up. Maybe Phoenix says fuck it. There's he's gonna go to a bad team, but maybe he just gets the right situation, area code, coach, whatever. He has time. Yeah, that's another thing. He could just not like the coaches that are in there. There's a lot of stuff that we probably don't know because we're not number one pick talents, so we're not looking into these things.
I think another thing that's very much underrated is like 2 years in college. One of the things that we talk about with like building the next superstar and all this other stuff like that. Who's that? Was that Lisa Leslie? Maybe your name is built in college. Your legacy is built in the pros. 2 years in college of just being on that college campus, doing those things is gonna do more for him. Those people that say, you're missing out on money. Trust me, being in that college environment, the best man in college basketball, continuously having your name put out there. Tournament moments, all that stuff like that. On the back end of that, you're already going to come in making X, Y, and Z. When a Christian Laettner goes to the league, yeah, he's one of the best college basketball players. That's fine, but the legacy that he has still carries him to this day from his name that he made in college. So I was seeing both sides. Damo's kind of convincing me. I ain't gonna lie.
I was for Bronny staying in college too. Like that's how pro college I am at this point.
I mean, the Bronny one, I mean, it was just, they got a heart attack, so you didn't really get to see much. It was a bit different, at least for me. But the Cooper Flagg thing, I'm looking, the bottom two teams in the East are Washington at the worst, and then Chicago above them. And you have Utah in the West with the Pelicans above them.
Oh, it's the Pelicans. You mean Charlotte?
Oh, is that Charlotte? I don't know why I said Chicago. That's Charlotte. Sorry. Charlotte above the Wizards, and then the Pelicans above Utah. I will say, it genuinely depends on how them ping pong balls fall. Because if the Pelicans get the number 1 pick, Cooper, come out.
Yeah, for sure.
Go play with. If Zion is actually getting the soda cans out the bathroom, they got BI up out of there. CJ's old. Go down there. Go play with them guys. Trey Murphy is looking like a fucking stud in the making. I love Trey Murphy's game. That's a good situation for him. If Charlotte gets the number 1 pick, go back to Duke, nigga. There's no point of being on the jail. The jail Hornets is not worth it. LaMelo's cool. It's not worth it. They're not developing nobody. It's not there yet. If Washington gets number 1 pick, go back to college, gang.
When does he need to make his decision? Do we know? Is it before or after the lottery?
It's before the lottery, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it before the lottery? I thought it was before the.
I thought it was like right after the lottery. I thought
it was like before the individual workouts and shit like that, the pro days and everything. I thought that's when they had to make a decision.
Yeah, I thought it was on some shit like they couldn't see when the what situation they can go into, and then I remember at college athletes acting a little wonky after the lottery too many times for me to think that they would have to do it before, because at that point, fest.
No later than 60 days before the draft.
Damn.
Okay, so then that's definitely so that's after the lottery. So they can watch the lottery. You can watch the lottery. Listen, use your cards how you want to use. I've always been pro using the power you have before you get to the league. I was so enamored by what LeVar Ball did with Lonzo Ball, not dictating where he went, but really forging their own destiny and doing things their own way. I'm all for that. So if you want to sit back and pull an Eli Manning and say, all right, let's see what my future will look like. And if you don't like it, fuck it, go back to college. I can still make these dollars. I can develop more. Whoa.
NBA draft day is June 25th.
Mm-hmm.
May 12th is the lottery.
June 25th, man.
That's not 60 days.
That's not 60 days.
Damn.
You got to make a decision.
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 I'm not going to lie. Even if I'm staying, I'm about to say, even if that's the case, three out of four teams that have the number 1 pick are bad destinations, and I'm really banking on them giving it to the Pelicans. Yeah, nah, buddy. I'm sounding like a wizard talking about it. I'm sounding like a Utah Jazz talking
I'm trying
about
to be big man on campus, man, for another year.
To play devil's advocate, because I like pseudo agree with you guys, but at the end of the day, I'll argue the point because I kind of presented it earlier. He's gonna change a franchise no matter where he goes. I think wherever Cooper Flagg goes, he's going to demand change in the franchise, even if he ends up being a dud, knock on wood, right? But like even if he's just shitter in the league, he's going to force management changes, coaching changes, situational changes even. So what would you say to the argument that essentially, dog, you waiting for the optimal perfect situation isn't, but like it's a chance you can take, but it isn't necessarily the bestest play out there, because ultimately when you get to the league, you're going to go to a team that, was the worst in the league and wins. So it's not going to be the greatest situation regardless. And you're going to demand that coach that you want, that GM that you want, the roster that you're going to need over time anyway. Besides, you're also going to be in jail for 3 to 4 years unless literally Wemby gets injured, the Spurs get the number 1 pick. Now you're on the Spurs, and then they have Fox, Wemby, and Cooper, and it's just like
that did happen. But let me add to your point too, Sage, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Teams that's in the lottery high in this year is the same niggas gonna be in the next year. So
that's another point. Right?
When we talk about really delaying it for what are we delaying it for?
Yeah, I'm making devil's advocate argument. What would be So's Damo? Because I know y'all are.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. These are good points.
I would still rather wait it out because even with the point of, oh, you would dictate all these front office changes, go based off of the history of what we've seen. Don't get me wrong. I understand Cooper Flagg it's a big name. He's a big name coming out of college. He is not the first big name that's came out of college in the 2020s. There's been names that came out, whether you want to say they're as big, bigger, right under, whatever. There have been number one picks we've seen go into the league and just fall to the wayside because we know how the marketing for the league is, and we know how the league treats young players. Cade Cunningham had spent 4 years in hell. Last year was supposed to be the come out year, but the coach was a terrorist. Therefore, they wasted their season. Jalen Green, not a number one pick, but Jalen Green, another guy, he spent his first 3 years playing AAU basketball in the league before they finally got it right. You got guys like Paolo, who still to this day does not get the credit. This year was the first year he really started to get some of the praise he deserves, but then he got hurt. But he wasn't getting looked at how he should have been for the talent that he was. And again, we can say their names wasn't as big as Coops. That's fine. I don't think Cooper Flagg is good enough or his name is big enough to warrant Zion changes. I don't think his name is big enough to warrant Ben Simmons. I'm thinking about the number one picks that came with prestige. They had a name and niggas really moved shit around them. He's not, I don't think he's not Luka. And Luka didn't even go number one. He's not Luka.
Yeah, it depends how much the franchise that gets him values him. That's fair.
So if it's delaying it by a year, hell, what is a year of letting the Wizards develop more? I would much rather walk into a situation where Alexander Sarr is a step closer to being who he's supposed to be than me coming in here and fucking up his development because I'm playing the four and he's not getting the looks he's supposed to get. You feel me? I'm getting better while I'm in college. And if I am going to go to the Wizards, whether it's this year or next year, at least these niggas, Keyshawn George will be better when I get there. Alexander Sarr will be better when I get there. These guys will be, Bub Carrington will be better when I get there. Cool. Them niggas will be better when I get there. With the Jazz, hopefully they move niggas. I don't want to go to the Jazz now where now I'm fighting with John Collins for 4 minutes or we trying to figure out if me or Lauri Markkanen is a 3 or a 4. Fuck that. Maybe a year later, they'll finally pull the plug and now there's space for me to just be me. I don't got to compete with niggas. Maybe Charlotte finally gets rid of their front office that is allowing this jail culture to take over this team. Maybe they get rid of the rapper. Maybe they say, fuck it. They traded Luka. We can trade LaMelo. Maybe things will be different in a year from now for these situations that will still be the same. These will be the same names popping up next year. I would much rather play in a better situation with some of these teams next year than where they are now.
I got one final question because I know the segment went on longer than initially planned, but it's just going to be a Yap Fest. Chatters. Okay. I definitely am with you there with the situation like Utah with veteran players. It's like, shit, where the hell am I going to play? You paid this guy 4-year deal, $20 million, XYZ. Now I got to come into the situation. It's weird. But when in regards to another rookie, and Omar kind of was hinting at it, I wasn't going to bring it up until he made a face about it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Maybe this is going to sound like toxic, but why would a Cooper Flagg kind of give a fuck? Like, hey, I ain't going to lie. Sorry. They drafted another 4. Stop, gang. like now I'm here. Like why does that number one player need to give a fuck about the pride, especially a rookie, especially a year one player or sophomore player now? Does he need to care about that player's development necessarily?
He don't care. He don't care about them because they're not gonna be there. Trust me. In those situations. No, listen. Listen to what I'm saying now. I'm not saying for 100% fact Alex Sarr won't be there. I'm saying Alex Sarr, the player, isn't somebody that's like you said with the Luka level type thing. Yo, shut it down. We got this answer. If there's better value, he's still tradable. I guess what I'm saying is untouchable. And I know you might definitely differ, but a lot of these, and that's what's wrong with these bad teams. I'm speaking from a bad team's perspective. Trust me, they are gonna shift off of a guy quick, fast, in a hurry, or the timeline is shorter. Ultimately, though, and really, Alex Sarr shouldn't even be the target point. The Bub Carringtons of the world should be more of the target point. The Jordan Pooles or whoever else is on their team. Denny isn't even on their team no more. But so they're willing to get rid of guys like that on that team. I think the main argument for me would still be though, because the guys that are on the team that don't matter. If you're that level of talent, which they keep saying he is, let's take it from where he is. He's a timeline resetter. He is a restructurer. He is somebody to shift and change. And if you can't get down and lay down, then you're gonna get out the way. That's what type of player he is. Ultimately, though, I went back and looked. Caitlin Clark averaged 27 points her freshman season, 7 assists. Her career pretty much looks the same. Sophomore year pops off. Sophomore year. Freshman year, she does pop off too, but sophomore year. Hell, we take it from freshman year. I'll read y'all her stats. 27, a steal, a block, 7 assists. These are crazy numbers, by the way. 6 boards. She shot 47 from the field, 41 from 3 on 10 attempts. And she's like got some, AP All-American second teams, some All-American first teams. She would come out, right? If they had the ability to do one and done, she would come out. Yes? No?
Yes.
Everybody agree with those?
Yeah,
for sure.
If she doesn't stay all 4 years, is it the same thing?
I would say no.
Is she still staying after the 4 years? Is that the question?
No. If she comes out year 1 versus coming out in the 4th year, is the Caitlin Clark effect the same?
I think it's worse, to be honest, if she comes out the first year.
I'm gonna say, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think she's gonna be anywhere near where she is now.
And because she built like a legacy going into her WNBA career, so it's like much easier to market her. I would assume the same thing with like Cooper Flagg, and honestly, not just Cooper Flagg, but a lot of these NBA prospects that have come in. Like when we have these marketing conversations, it's a little bit hard to build someone from scratch as opposed to someone who's already built coming in. So.
And
I'll even agree with what they're saying there.
That's ultimately what I'm getting at. It's not the end all be all, but the appeal, the trade-off of staying here, being at the University of Duke, a bigger school, knowing that we're consistently going to get better, we're consistently going to make championship runs. Because let's just say they end up Final Four, they lose. That's still pretty far. He comes back. I'm not saying stay all 4, but if he does 2, maybe even 3, his legacy going into the league is going to be so much more different than going to the Utah Jazz and being on the West Coast in Utah, buried, and nobody talking about you, nobody watching you. You playing good, but we already know what the media gonna say. Shaq gonna say it. Who cares? Who cares about the Jazz? Who cares?
Are they winning? Are they doing anything?
That line gonna be
averaging 28. 22 is not good enough.
It's gonna be 35, 10, and 15. They lost, right?
Why is it not 40?
No, this is the thing. When he comes out the gate averaging like 16 and 8, which is good for a player his age, it's gonna be on some. Man, I thought y'all said Cooper Flagg was the next guy. You know what I'm saying? Next hot thing. But no, he's just 19 years old, and this is what typical 19 years old even of that caliber do.
That's another great point that y'all did not make earlier for going to college, to staying in college, because you can avoid that.
I'm gonna say it's a new thing, and I know me bringing up all these players and shit like that on these other teams, and why would he care about these guys' development? It's not necessarily caring about the development. It's just we've seen on all these player podcasts them talking about the effects locker rooms have and the shit that we don't know and we don't see, how that affects them on a day-to-day level, how that affects the team. I would think, why would he care about all that extra? Because he has to be in that environment. Oh, he go play with John Collins. John Collins on the bench. Cool. Now he has to deal with this old ass man hating on him from the fucking bench. And he has to sit in that in the locker room. He has to sit in that. It's not 2K, nigga. You don't just log out of my league. It's not how that works. You got to be in that. That shit might matter to Cooper Flagg. I don't know the nigga. All I know is his dad puts him to old head content with basketball. So he has his father in his ear telling him about how the shit goes. That's all I know. I would think that chemistry would matter. The environment he goes to would matter. All these things would matter if you're considering staying. Because when you talk about someone, we've had these conversations about, there's not going to be, what is it going to take for a guy to sway off the path of normal prospects, whereas going back to school? Well, maybe this is a part of it. Maybe all these other things are things that comes with why I don't want to go to Utah, why I don't want to go to Charlotte, why I don't want to go to the Pelicans, whatever it is. There's a bunch of things that could be why. I just hope that he makes the decision that's best for him, which personally I think, bro, go back to college. Fuck it. Get some development, create a legacy, do something different. Your name is good enough and you're performing well enough for you to be able to pass up on this, and you're still in the conversation next year.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, last thing I'm gonna say is I think college is just, like we just talked about. College is different now. It's definitely not throw it down to the bigs, watching bang 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 bang. No, they running some stuff. I really don't doubt he wouldn't develop. Now it's not gonna be 100% NBA development, but also sometimes that's not the best either. So I'm not mad at it. I'm really pro it. We changed my mind. We changed my mind. Well,
healthy combos, man. Chat, YouTube comment section. If this is clip, comment below. Your Cooper Flagg. You staying in the NBA? Or, I mean, staying in college? Or are you going right to the league?
How much I think he making NIL money? That's the real question.
I'm that one nigga was making $2 million from like Kansas State. I know he's making a rookie deal.
Gil was breaking it down though on the stream recently. Apparently, the money goes down in NIL the longer you stay in college, though. So that's the case for maybe not staying too long. I forgot how he broke it down.
Is it not because they move on to other athletes or something like that?
No, I think maybe I don't know. But he just said like there's a mad difference between like your first year in college and the second year, and an even bigger difference between your second year and third year.
But would that difference matter when you're a guy of Cooper Flagg's caliber at the school that he's at, doing the things that he's doing? I don't think so. I think the average Joe getting the NIL, that would impact more, but I don't think Juju is making less money now. Unless she is. She can come out and say it. Is Juju making less money? Like, because that's the type of we're talking about the upper echelons of college basketball. So it would be a fair comparison to say, is Juju making less money?
And the answer will probably no, because I remember when Caitlin, her last year, and this was speculative, but Iowa was like, we're gonna dump all the NIL money on you, because apparently there's a school pot too. So they were like, we'll give you the school pot as well, the whole thing. We'll give you specifically the whole thing. And she was like, no, we can still split it. But even regardless,
I think he's saying that that's changing though.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe and that's cool. If it changes, that's fine. I still think, because again, when you come in, it's just gonna be different. So having the legacy to roll it right into a shoe deal, continue on your bigger national TV spots, all this, that, and the third. And we're gonna see, because he is still the big name and big face, and he does have some things on TV. I'd bet my house on it and the farm. He goes to the league, gets drafted by Utah. We ain't seeing that boy no more.
Yeah.
We ain't seeing that boy. He not gonna have no shoes. Well, he's got a New Balance shoe, so they'll probably still push it. But I'm thinking Nike would, if he had no shoe deal, Nike would come. They ain't offer him no signature shoe. And I understand Caitlin Clark is totally different. A lot of this stuff was no brainer because she took the time to build the legacy. She took and I know school, women's game forces them to, but took the time to build the legacy. Shador has that legacy. Travis has that name for itself now. So it's so much easier to get in and invest on them because they have all this path. This guy for 1 year, I don't know.